Hi everybody, I'm Hugo Cordova, and welcome to this week's edition of the Major Rundown. Remember, every single week it's about Millsaps athletics. Also, you can catch us on the air every Wednesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. on Metro TV and on the web at gomajors.com and on the Millsaps Athletics YouTube channel. Here's what you'll see on this week's edition of the Major Rundown.
The women's basketball team has had another tremendous season. They finished in a three-way tie for the conference championship this year, and they get to host the SAA conference tournament this weekend at Millsaps. We'll hear from head coach Chuck Winkelman on this week's show about this season as well as the upcoming conference tournament. We'll also visit with some of the key girls basketball players on this year's team, get the personal side of some of these good athletes. And we'll continue our men's basketball on the court series as assistant coach Drew Gadice talks with point guard Tully Gilligan.
Here's what happened last week around the Major Nation.
First of all, the men's and women's basketball teams wrapped up the 2013 regular season with a two-game midnight train to Georgia road trip. For the women's team on Friday, they beat Berry College 65-53, the final score. Maya Brooks and Michaela Roberson 13 points apiece. Then on Sunday, the girls beat Oglethorpe 45-36, the final there. They shared the conference title with Rhodes and Center, and by going undefeated 8-0 at home this year, the Millsaps ladies get to host the conference tournament this weekend. More about that later. The Millsaps men split their two games in Georgia this weekend. On Friday, they beat Berry College 70-68 on a last-second shot by Ryan Berger. Big win for the Millsaps men. Then on Sunday, they fell to Oglethorpe, though, 71-65, the final there. Nick Cortese once again led the way with 14 points. Point guard Tully Gilligan almost getting a double-double with 8 points and 8 rebounds. The SAA Conference Tournament for the men this weekend also up in Danville, Kentucky. More about that later in this week's show. Now, going to baseball, the Millsaps baseball team swept 3 games in the Piedmont Invitational of the weekend with loads of offense. On Friday, they beat Piedmont 8-6. Then on Saturday, the Millsaps guys bombed Birmingham Southern 21-5 by pounding out 20 hits. And on Sunday, Millsaps beat Lynchburg 10-2. Stephen Gates had 3 RBIs in that game, so Millsaps now 4-2 early in the baseball season. On to track and field now. The Millsaps track and field team had great success in their first outing this year in the Sewanee Invitational. First of all, for the women, junior Michelle Wheeler took first place in the 400-meter dash, and she also finished second place in the 200-meter dash. Teammate junior Jaleesa Perez was right behind in both, placing 4th in both events. In the 1-mile event, sophomore Melinda Sullivan finished 3rd. Jaleesa Perez came back in the long jump, finishing 4th place there, and freshman Brooke Visosky finished in 6th place in the long jump. Junior Alexis Geis placed 1st place in the shot put, and senior Casey Laird finished in 2nd place in the shot. So good success for the Millsaps women in their first outing in the Sewanee Invitational. On the men's side, freshman Zach Cart continued his impressive start to the season with a 2nd place finish in the 200-meter dash, and then he placed 3rd in the 400-meter dash. Freshman Ken Newberger placed 2nd place in the mile run. Sophomore Ben Parva of cross-country fame finished in 1st place in the 3,000-meter run. The men's 4x800-meter relay team finished 3rd in that event, and junior Mitchell Keaton helped the majors by getting 1st place in the pole vault, 18 inches better than the next vaulter. And freshman Jerry Hammer finished in 3rd place in the shot put for the majors, and in 5th place was Randy Thackeray for Millsaps. And the Millsaps lacrosse team got on the win side in the early season. They were in Louisiana to take on Centenary College. They beat the gentlemen 16-2 to go 1-1 in the early lacrosse season.
We need more direct drives to the rim. Sam, it's got to be more direct drives. We don't want to go sideline to sideline. Crossover, put him in jail on the first step. Direct drive off your lead foot, put him in jail on the second step. But we need more direct drive to the rim.
That was Millsaps women's basketball coach Chuck Winkelman at a recent practice. Now, as we said, the women's team has had another tremendous season, finishing 12-2 in the Southern Athletic Association Conference in a 3-way tie for the regular season conference championship. And by virtue of going undefeated in conference play at home, the majors get the top seed and get to host the SAA conference tournament this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, in the Hangar Dome on the Millsaps campus. That is a big deal. So stay with us, folks. In just a minute, we'll sit down with head coach Chuck Winkelman and talk about the tremendous season and his thoughts about the upcoming tournament and the top seed. Stay with us. All that and more on this week's Major Rundown. It's a new day in Jackson television. We are Metro TV, serving Madison, Rankin, and Hinds counties with a local flavor. It's all about local people, local places, local events, local business, and local fun. You'll see your friends, your neighbors, and your family on Metro TV. Our goal is to showcase the positive aspects of life in the Jackson metro area, from Brandon and Pearl to Madison, Ridgeland, Flowood, Clinton, Raymond, and Jackson. We'll provide professional quality, informative, entertaining, and fun programming specifically serving the Tri-County metro area. So get to know us. We are Metro TV.
More direct drives to the rim. Sam, it's got to be more direct drives.
Well, first of all, Coach, congratulations on share of the women's basketball regular season title through a series of tie breaks. You guys get to host here this weekend. Let's talk a little bit about the process. You always talk about embracing the process that got us here with all the new faces involved. How are you able to incorporate that to such a successful season?
Well, again, we'll talk about how do you define success at another time, but I think for this season, we knew this was going to be a challenge. We thought of all the years we've been here, this being the third was going to be the hardest. I expected it. And then obviously with 9 returners and at that time 9 newcomers coming in, blending, role changes of some significance was going to be hard. And then on top of that, we probably made it even a little harder by who we played early. Just very demanding schedule, playing people like Whitewater and Louisiana College, those kind of people. With all that going on and still being fairly young in what we're trying to do, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, this was just smooth sailing. The waters got choppy. We got knocked around a little bit. A little water got on the boat. But I think we showed great resolve, and I think leaders really developed their leadership skills. They got them in, it's in there, and I think it just took a little time to learn some things. And I think we righted the ship at some point. I think our first weekend after the new year when we beat Center on that Friday night, I think that really gave us an impetus to move forward. And I think we started sailing like we wanted to. Not that we still have our, moments at times, but I think that was probably when all this maybe started to come together like we thought it might.
You talked a little bit about the challenging non-conference schedule. How did that prepare you for the new SAA?
Oh, wow. I really believe the last 2 weekends were what we did early, especially over Christmas. Playing Alma, a lower level team in the Michigan League, but still after Christmas we didn't play well. That's a team we should beat. We didn't. Then we go ahead, boom, play Maryville, top 3 team in the South. Then right after the Maryville game, we get on our vans and drive to New Orleans and play Whitewater, lose to them. I think coming back and processing all that and showing some resolve the last 2 weekends, going on the road. It's getting late in the season, okay? It gets tougher, especially with a younger team. And to go 3-1 on the road the last 2 weekends and find a way to hang in there and then catch a break, the very last weekend, the very last game when Center defeats Rhodes, I think all that preparation early really helped us find a way to dig a little deeper than maybe we would have been able to if we hadn't experienced that early.
You also kind of mentioned new faces, challenging schedule. A lot of these newcomers experience a lot of success in high school. How were you able to kind of stem the tide of those early rocky roads for kids that may not have been faced with adversity at a basketball level?
Sure. I think early on, Michaela Roberson got off to a pretty strong start. Velvet was kind of struggling, sophomore slump maybe thing, kind of finding her way, expectations a little higher. She wants to come back and be as strong, if not stronger than she was. Finally getting those two together and understanding roles and, what's a good shot, when and where and all that. I think those two are kind of within our team, kind of a microcosm of what we're kind of talking about. Just gets back to that blending thing. I think they're very explosive together. Then we've got other people that come along and they've grown together. I'm not going to say they're all best buddies, but I think we've grown together.
Talk about the excitement. You personally, team philosophy, 8-0 at home, now you get to defend your turf.
Yeah, I think in the conference we're 7-0 at home. I don't know how we added that in the conference office. They gave us an extra win at home in conference, but I think we're 7-0 at home in conference. I think we're 10-3 overall. I think one of our losses was to LC, Louisiana College, in the tip-off, and then 2 other teams where we weren't quite there yet that we probably are better than now. So I feel like we feel good at home, but I hate to use this as an analogy, but just because you're at home, doesn't guarantee anything. I think we have to go into this not being afraid to fail. I think we got to be doers. We're going to make mistakes. The team that, I know this is going to sound weird, but maybe the team that makes the most mistakes this weekend might win, might be the successful one. And what I mean by that is we have to go into this not being afraid to fail and be doers. At this time of year, you want a group full of doers that are, players that make plays. And I feel like if I can free them up, not be afraid to fail, hey, come on, let's go be a player that you are and make things happen, I think we'll be successful. Because if I recollect, I think the Ravens went into Denver and beat Peyton Manning. The very next weekend, they went to New England and beat Tom Brady. And then here we are, Super Bowl champs, and they did this on the road. So I don't think home guarantees anything. I think it's the mentality and the attitude that you have that you take into it, home or away at this point.
Coach, if you guys do hold serve, cut down the nets on Sunday afternoon, what are the chances we see some March Madness here?
We will. I told the girls when we got back late from Atlanta, I said, I just want you to know so you understand some of this extrinsic stuff. I said, I really believe you have to win the tournament to give yourself a chance to be a team that the national committee will look at as a Pool C. Because we don't have the AQ these first 2 years as we transition in the new league, but we will be placed in what they call the Pool C teams. Teams that don't have an AQ, or teams that are in a league that do have it, but didn't win the AQ. They'll all get dumped in there. And at 19-9, with the people we played, our SOS is very good, and our South Region record, it'll be 3 more, and potentially you will have beaten 2 more teams with winning records. So yeah, I think it's a possibility. I don't know if it's 50-50 or a little higher than that, I don't know, but I think we have a chance, yes.
Stay with us in just a minute on the Major Rundown. We'll visit with some of the key players on the women's basketball team this year, get the personal side of some of these good athletes. Stay with us. It's the Major Rundown. It's a new day in Jackson television. We are Metro TV, serving Madison, Rankin, and Hinds counties with a local flavor. It's all about local people, local places, local events, local business, and local fun. You'll see your friends, your neighbors, and your family on Metro TV. Our goal is to showcase the positive aspects of life in the Jackson metro area, from Brandon and Pearl to Madison, Ridgeland, Flowood, Clinton, Raymond, and Jackson. will provide professional quality, informative, entertaining, and fun programming specifically serving the Tri-County metro area. So get to know us. We are Metro TV.
What do you expect your role to be on this year's basketball team?
This year, since I'm the captain, the role is to be a leader. I got to lead my team to our goals and our expectations of how we want us to be. That's my role. Yeah, that's basically it. Just here to be a leader. I just want to lead us to be successful, to grow, to get better, and to lead our incoming freshmen since we have such a big class to teach them, and make sure they stay and everybody still stay and be a senior and graduate.
What do you expect out of yourself the most this season, and has Coach told you he has high expectations for you?
Yes, we all have high expectations this year. And I think the biggest thing I can contribute to the team is really my leadership and just helping my teammates on the floor and off the floor in any way I can.
What are you expecting out of yourself and your teammates this season?
Out of myself, I'm definitely expecting to play hard and get Defensive Player of the Year again. From my teammates, I expect the same thing. We were a good defensive team last year. We held teams to low points, and I expect the same.
Well, what's your role on this Millsaps basketball team?
My role would be I guess an active post. I mean, we have such a diverse team that everybody brings something different to the team, but I think my role is mainly to be a post and just be as effective in that area as I can, or in that position as I can.
Well, has Coach given you some expectations, or do you have expectations of yourself for the season?
He has given me very high expectations, actually, and I think it's only fair to myself and the team if I do the same. So I have big shoes to fill with Janice or KK graduating, and then many different freshmen coming to this team. And I just think that everybody, like I said before, has something different to bring to this position. I think I can bring something special.
Gotta ask you, how'd you get the name Lovey Love? Is that a nickname or a real name?
No, it's my real name. My great-grandmother was named Lovey, and my last name just happened to be Love. And my mom told me that when she had a girl, she was going to name her Lovey. So here I am. It's my name, Lovey Love.
Shatoya White, you go by Shay. Tell us how you got that nickname.
My middle name is actually Deshay, so my parents just always called me Shay. My brother was Tay, and it just went and stuck.
Why don't you tell us how you ended up here at Millsaps?
Well, I came from a private high school, and I really liked the small time, get to know everybody, kind of feel the school. And one thing, I walked on campus, and just walking through with the recruiter, everybody smiled at you. Everybody said hi. It was just so friendly, and I just realized this is where I needed to be.
Tell us about your high school sports background.
Well, I went to the Montgomery Academy in Montgomery, Alabama, and I've been playing basketball since the 6th grade. And I actually started playing basketball at MA because a bunch of my teammates from the Y went to the school, and so I kind of transitioned over there. And started playing volleyball, basketball, and track. And then it just boiled down to basketball eventually until I graduated.
What's your favorite sports memory that you can think of?
I would say my favorite sports memory would be in high school, we went to the state championship maybe every year I played. And my favorite memory would probably be my senior year, although we would get to the state championship and maybe you lose because we were smaller. Just having that opportunity to play in that big stage and just see how it feels to be in a championship game, that memory I carry with me now, to just want to be a winner always and try to get better and grow.
Tell us about your best high school memory on the basketball court.
I guess that would have to be my senior night. I was trying to score, I don't know, I was trying to reach some goal scoring wise, and I couldn't hit a shot to save my life. And my teammates were doing everything they could to get me the ball and trying to get me open. They're setting, double, triple screens, anything, trying to get me open and get me to score. And I remember finally in the last 3 minutes of the game, I finally started hitting everything. And so I guess it was just the dedication of my teammates at the end, just trying to get me to that goal and help me out. And when I finally hit it with 30 seconds left to go in the game, it was awesome. So that really was a great moment for me.
Okay, well, tell us how you ended up here at Millsaps. Obviously, you came to play basketball, but what are your other goals and aspirations?
I ended up getting scouted from a basketball tournament by Coach Winkelman. I was going to go to Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches, Texas. And, the academic standpoint from Millsaps was a lot more challenging here. And my parents were like, you're going to that school, you're going to get a good degree, you're going to get a good job. So that was the choice.
Well, who do you try to model yourself after? Who's your favorite basketball player?
I would have to say Tamika Catchings. She might not get all the attention that most players like Candace Parker or Candace Wiggins might get, but her effort is something that I really, really want to try to emulate and model on the court.
I guess my biggest role model, I really like Dwayne Wade. I like the way he plays. He's tough, he's smart, but I also like some of the things he does off the court. I like how he's always trying to get better, that kind of thing. So I guess he would be my biggest role model.
Or who do you model yourself after, man or a woman that plays?
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Definitely. He's got the best assist-turnover ratio, in the NBA as a point guard, and I'm hoping to get there. Right now I'm at about 1.5%, and he's at about 3%. So I got a long ways to go, but I'm definitely trying to get there.
Well, you're a senior here at Millsaps. This is your last year of basketball, last year of school. What are you studying, and what are you planning on doing with your degree one day?
I'm majoring in elementary education with a minor in biology. I plan to teach after graduate, maybe coach. Also, that's why I love having the opportunity to be a leader on the team, because I think that will also take to when I be a teacher, being a leader in the classroom, being an encourager. Yeah, those things make me be a great leader now. The things I learned in my education is because one day being a teacher, I would say that.
You were a part of last year's team, which was very successful. What do you miss most about last year's team, and what are you hoping to build on from last year?
I think what I miss most from last year isn't a thing, it's a person. I miss Janice Okeke. She's one of those people you can't replace. You can't replace her friendship and her leadership and her intensity and her love for the game. But I think this year we can really draw from that and show that to our freshmen and show our love for it, show what Janice showed us.
Why is it that you like defense so much and, offense isn't really your game?
Well, if you ask any great coach, they always say defense is a must, offense is a plus. You score from your defensive end, and that has been instilled in me ever since I was, playing Little League with my dad on my dad's team. And it's always been my thing because I've been quick, and, mentally it's easier for me to be one step ahead of the offensive player just because I'm good at reading stuff, which helps me be a better point guard. And it's just always been something that I've been good at because I've been faster, I've been smaller. So getting able to get in defensive position and steal the ball has always been, good for me as far as athletically.
So he beats me. Ryan is now going to be the help defender. Ryan shows him chest, so Tully knows to stop, kick to a 50% three-point shooter for a wide open 3.
It's a new day in Jackson television. We are Metro TV, serving Madison, Rankin, and Hinds counties with a local flavor. It's all about local people, local places, local events, local business, and local fun. You'll see your friends, your neighbors, and your family on Metro TV. Our goal is to showcase the positive aspects of life in the Jackson metro area, from Brandon and Pearl to Madison, Ridgeland, Flowood, Clinton, Raymond, and Jackson. We'll provide professional quality, informative, entertaining, and fun programming specifically serving the Tri-County metro area. So get to know us. We are Metro TV. Now let's continue our series of men's basketball on-the-court drills with assistant basketball coach Drew Gadice and point guard Tully Gilligan.
I'm here with Tully Gilligan, junior guard from Ocala, Florida. Tully actually is one of our most versatile players in Millsaps history. His freshman year, he started a game at center. Last year, he started a game at point guard. This year, he started games at point guard, power forward, small forward, everything. So Tully, tell us what allows you to be so versatile on the court.
My size and my speed. Being big, I can guard it inside just as well as anybody on the team. And my quickness, growing up playing point guard my whole life, I've been able to guard any 1, 2, or 3 outside perimeter.
Yeah, this year Tully's helped us out tremendously guarding inside in the 4 and the 5 position, as well as guarding on the perimeter. One of Tully's main strengths is dribble penetration to the lane. He does this by reading his help defender, not only his defender, but the help defender. He makes great decisions on getting all the way to the basket or kicking to an open three-point shooter like Murray Kastner, Nick Cortez. So we're going to go on the court here in a minute and talk about how Tully reads dribble penetration.
What's the role that you try to fill as a point guard?
I'm trying to be a leader, try and get everyone where they need to be, set people up, put people in good positions to succeed, pretty much. That's what I try to do.
So we're going to show you a little bit about how Tully decides whether he's going to get points for himself or points for his teammates. First, obviously, he's going to beat me off the dribble by attacking my front foot. So he beats me. Ryan is now going to be the help defender. Ryan shows him chest. So Tully knows to stop, kick to a 50% three-point shooter for a wide open 3. All right, so let's go through that live now, guys, as Tully decides whether or not to stop and kick or go all the way to the rack himself. Beats his first defender. Berger helps over. Good kick, wide open shooter, 3 points for the Majors. Now this time, let's show him something different, Ryan. Ryan, don't help all the way. Just show a little bit of arm. Tully will make the right decision on this one again. Beats his defender. He knows that Ryan doesn't come all the way over. He just comes a little bit of the way over. He knows an arm can't stop him. A body will, an arm won't. Tully fights through that contact. Makes an easy 2 points for the Majors.
So Tully Gilligan and the Millsaps men's basketball team will be competing in the SAA Southern Athletic Association Conference Basketball Tournament this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Danville, Kentucky at Center College. First round games on Friday. The Millsaps men seeded number 7 in the tournament. They'll play in the 6 p.m. Friday game against the second-seeded Rhodes College team. Actually a good opportunity for a win there for Millsaps. That would put them in the 8 p.m. semifinal game on Saturday in Danville, Kentucky. But here at home in the Hangar Dome on the Millsaps campus, the Millsaps women hosting the Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. The Friday first-round games have the top-seeded Millsaps Majors playing number 8 Sewanee at 1 p.m. on Friday. The 3 p.m. game, number 4 Birmingham Southern against number 5 Berry College. 6 p.m. game, second-seeded Rhodes College against number 7 Oglethorpe. And the 8 p.m. game Friday evening, number 3 Center College against number 6 Hendricks. The semifinals at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Saturday. If Millsaps wins their first-round game, they would be in the 6 p.m. semifinal game. And then the championship game, 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon in the Hangar Dome of the SAA Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. That's a game you do not want to miss.